After court adjourned for the day, Stephen Davis was asked about his outburst.
I didn't want to disrespect Judge Casper. I owe her an apology, and it was just a bad scene in court today. I was defending myself. I know who I am and what I am. What anyone else is or what anyone else has done, I can't test to that. I don't know.
All right, and Stephen Davis is here. Welcome, Stephen. And I know you took some time to compose yourself and went outside. It was nice of the judge to let you back in, but you were reacting to the accusation that somehow you were a rat and a drug abuser. That's what Flemmy said on the stand.
Yes, and I feel I know now I had reacted a little too fast, because when he said that, he said you know, they asked him which brother, and he came out and said Steve, and I got overheated, and I just blew off in court, and I said, you know, and with that he was following up with, I didn't mean Steve Davis, I meant.
Do you think he would have corrected it, though, if you hadn't jumped on him? Because then he said, oh, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Davis, I meant Mickey, your brother Mickey. But if you hadn't done the outburst, would that have been corrected?
Well, yes, I mean, I know it wasn't true. I mean, a lot of people know me that know it's not true. And I just wanted to let it be known who I am. And, you know, I'm real. I'm not what he was saying when he was asked, when he was answered.
Steve, I mean, one of the insinuations after the fact was, once he clarified that it was your brother Mickey, he was suggesting that, you know, Mickey had talked to John Connolly, then John Connolly had talked to Bulger, and that ultimately it was because of your brother that your sister ended up murdered. Do you believe that?
Well, you know, I'm taking all I can in from what I hear in the trial, but you know, I don't know what to believe, because I don't know what the truth is.
Is Mickey still alive?
Yes, he is. And, you know, I can't testify to the fact of what he's saying he is. It's just I'm speaking to justify who I am, and you know, and I don't even fit me or squeeze me in the category of being a rat like them guys. I walk the streets with my head held high and proud. You know, I'm well liked, and
Steve, what's your take on all this? That, you know, it's got to be very painful and personal to have him talking about your sister like that. But, you know, at one point Flemmy is saying, well, I loved her, but I wasn't in love with her. Was he done with her and ready to dispose of her just to make it neat and clean, and so he wouldn't have to explain anything? Or did he really believe, in your mind, I know you'll never know for sure, that she knew too much and that she might be talking to people who could ultimately bring Whitey and Stephen down?
Well, like I had said before, Emily, she knew too much. She wasn't asking to know what he might have told her. And if he told her too much, she wasn't looking to what he had to say. She probably just listened, and he just, you know, what do they call it, pillow talk? You know, I don't know what came of that when it did, or why. You know, I know he was upset towards the end because she was going to leave him. Yeah. And
so I guess that's what I'm getting at. Did he kill her because she was going to leave him, or because she knew too much?
Well, that's in how he's trying to tell his part of it, is she knew too much. So in that part of it, you know, he brings everybody else, and he's not the main focus on her getting killed. And, you know, it's been some tough days in court now, you know.
I know it's tough. And also, last week, this came as a shock to us with the sudden death of Stephen Rakes, who also, he was, of course, the owner of Stippo's liquor store. He claims that Whitey Bulger, Stephen Flemmy, shook him down, basically forcibly took over the liquor store, handed him a bag of cash. You became quite close to Steve because he was, like you, in the courtroom every day. What is your sense of this? What do you think happened to him? Do you think there was foul play involved?
Yeah, from what I'm hearing on the investigation, there's a lot of foul play. You know, they said his body was placed there, moved from one place to there, and, you know, we're waiting now for toxicology. And I know he didn't do drugs. I know he wasn't a drinker. He liked to swim, bike, walk. I don't know anything outside of that.
How upset was he, do you know, that he was taken off the witness list?
Well, that Tuesday, when court was over, Brian Kelly wanted to speak with him, and when everyone was coming out, the past 2 weeks, Stephen Rakes was leaving court right after court, going to his car during the recess, get his phone. I said, why didn't you just bring it in? He's, you know, notebook and everything. And I ran up to the elevator because I told Brian was looking for him. And he came back, he was talking with Brian, I was talking with somebody else. And then he just walked by me. I said, what are you doing? I said, wait a minute. He said, no, call me later. So waited a few hours, at about 4:30, 4:37 I think to be exact. I called him, it went from one ring to his voicemail. So I thought he was on the phone. I called him again. I said, he'll call me back. Following morning, I'd call him at 6 in the morning or whatever, because we'd meet for coffee before court. And no answer. He didn't show up at court Wednesday. So Wednesday night I was going to go over to see if he was home. And I didn't. I wound up going Thursday morning. On the way into court, I got a call from one of the reporters that they found a body, describing it. Then he asked me what Stephen was wearing. I said he had shorts and a green shirt on, polo shirt.
Wow.
He said, yeah, that's what they're identifying. And it's sad. It's really sad because whatever inspired with all this, you know, it was perfect timing.
Yeah, it was. Well, we'll be anxious as you are to find out what happened to Stephen Rakes. Stephen Davis, thanks so much for coming.